Hi, I'm Blake Scarlevi with Route 16, and I got another release wave feature here for you. So this one is the ability to create and edit expressions with Copilot. So this was public preview a couple months ago, January 10th, and it is expected to be GA in May. Um, so what is this feature exactly? We'll take a look at it in Power Automate, but essentially, when you go to write an expression, you can prompt Copilot and have Copilot suggest an expression for you. So let's take a look here. So I've had uh, mixed kind of results with this. So one thing I would like to have it do that I've had to do, I mean, it's not super common, but every once in a while, build a Power Automate and you want to get the last day of the month, for example. Uh, so we have some expressions like we have start of month, but we don't have end anything for getting the end of the month. Um, so you kind of have to build that on your own, and it takes about I think like 3 expressions. It's somewhat complicated. Essentially, you want to add a month to the current day, and then you want to get the start of that month, and then you want to subtract a day. Um, so right now it's March 6th. I add a month, be April 6th. I get the start of that month, which is April 1st. I subtract a day. That's going to give me the last day of this month. So it takes about 3 expressions. You can nest them into one. Um, so that's kind of what I would like to have it do. So here I write a prompt for Copilot. So let's say, let's see, find the last day of the current month. So this I've not had any good luck. It just right here, there's a problem creating an expression. Please rephrase your prompt. I'm going to say using UTC now. Maybe that'll help. I don't know how else to rephrase it. It's pretty simple. Um, let's see. Create an expression to return. Okay, so yeah, I haven't found a way for it to get that done. But some things it can do. Um, let's see. Here's a good example. So if I was passing in first name, last name into my manual flow here, I could come write an expression. And let's say I want to combine first name and last name from the trigger inputs and add a space between them. So it generated something right away at first glance. I can't zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in here. So at first glance, it seems right. So we're taking the first input and the last input. We're using concat function and putting a space in the middle. So click OK on that. It puts it in the box here. Then we click Add. So it adds it to our compose. So we can quickly run this to test it. And this one should be pretty good. So there are some cases, that one it did it like extremely fast. Didn't take any time at all to figure that out. Of course, I ran this without any values. So I need to do manual. Here we go. All right, so here we can see the result, Blake with a space, Scarlet Eye, so perfect. Um, I've had it do, let's say, something slightly more complicated, like if we want to start um, using like Dataverse, let's get some records here. Just going to pull down the account records. And then let's see, apply to each. So like, I mean, this is something, even if you're new to Power Automate, it's still fairly easy to do. I just want to uh, grab, you know, the list of items and put it in my apply to each. But you can even have Copilot write the expression if you're stuck. Um, so I could say loop through the retrieved accounts from the list rows action. There we go. That should be correct. So that, again, that's something I should know, super basic, but Copilot's able to do it as well. Similar, like I could do a condition. Um, so in my condition here as well, I can have it write the expression, check if the name of the account is empty or null. So some of this, like if you're not familiar, if you're not writing flows all the time, um, like you might not know some of this stuff. And so like this is pretty good. All these it's getting right. That's how I would do it. Um, so I think it's pretty useful. It would be cool if I think, you know, right now some of the more complicated, like trying to nest those three functions to get the last day of the month, that would be cool if it could start doing that. I even tried using this Copilot on the right. My camera's blocking here. Get the last day of the current month. So this had some interesting results as well. Probably a little hard to see. So it made this compose last day of month. Let's see if it does it again. The first time it literally just made stuff up, which is typically what a lot of the AIs do, especially with like Power Automate or Power FX. It's some things it can figure out, some things it struggles with. And when it struggles with it, it typically just makes things up. And this is interesting that it's not even showing me what it did. Let's see here. All right, I'm back. I had to skip forward and I deleted what it did before. I asked it to do it again. So it made this compose. And this is what it did to me previously. It just made up its own function, which, like, yes, this function would be great, but it doesn't exist. And for whatever reason, this screen lets you, I mean, typically if you have syntax errors or whatnot, it throws an error, but it lets me add this, which that function doesn't even exist. So when I go to run it, it'll blow up. And so that's not great. And then I said, let's see, end of month expression doesn't exist. Is there another way to get the last day of the current month? And even when I did this, it got a lot closer, but it was still wrong here. So it says, yes, you can add days and start a month to get the last day of the current month. So it says here, get the start of now, which would be March 1st. And then it says to add one day. So that would just give me like March 2nd. Um, it says this will give you the first day of next month and then subtract a day. So here it's not even subtracting a day. It's just now it's giving me the start of this month and adding 0 days to it. So that doesn't make sense either. So both Copilots have failed on this, the one for the expression and the actual Copilot itself. Um, so again, hit or miss, but it's slowly starting to get there. Some of this stuff is helpful. It's just not, because it's at least telling me what I need to do. It's just not showing me the right way to do it, but it gets you a little bit of the way there, I guess. So, but of course, these things are in preview. The models are going to get better and better, so it's encouraging to see the possibilities here. But I hope that helped you, and thanks for watching.